What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome back to another MK11 video. And around this time is my favorite time of the entire cycle of before a game comes out, or when a game is revealed to when it comes out, because we know nothing about MK11 other than we're gonna have Scorpion in it, Reptile, Raiden in it, and this new character that has the ability to alter time in some way. Other than those three characters, we don't know anything. Nothing about DLC, nothing even about the main roster. So around this time is my favorite time to make videos like this, which is my top 5 guest DLC characters for MK11. If you guys have been enjoying the content, which I know you guys have because you guys have been supporting the hell out of the MK11 videos, I would really appreciate a like rating on the video. It helps out more than you know. So I'm going to be doing another video separately from this one where I go through picking my 31 character roster, because based on like a couple different leaks, some look more credible than others. Around 31 characters, 32 characters is what, you know, they've been saying. That's what we should expect anyway. Around 30 to 35 characters, I think, is going to be a pretty good number for the base roster. But for this video, we're talking about guest characters. Some people hate them, some people love them, some people don't even care. They just want to play new characters, and I absolutely love guest characters. And I know that for a purist, it takes away a character slot. For example, Jason, Predator, Leatherface, Alien. These characters took away spots from potentially having Noob Saibot, Rain, you know, other characters like that. I understand that, but I feel like guest characters opens up some more variety that would never have been possible in a Mortal Kombat game. So you have Predator, who in my opinion is the most exciting, the most entertaining character in the entire game, gameplay wise. All three variations are great, but you know, Hunter Predator, you wouldn't be able to have something like that with the Mortal Kombat character. What Hunter Predator's toolset is and what he can do in the game. So I feel like guest characters are amazing. I absolutely love them, and I know we're gonna have around 4 guest characters, same way we had it in Injustice, same way we had it in MKX. I'm pretty sure 4 is going to be the standard number, because it's not too little and it's not too many. If you go like 5 and you have 10 DLCs, that's like half guest characters. You know, you can have 6 returning characters or classic MK characters, and then you have 4 guest characters to make up like 10 DLC characters, which is around what we should expect for the game. 9, 10, somewhere around there. They always increase DLC characters with, you know, each game. So let's get on to the actual list. I'm gonna give you my top 5, and then the honorable mentions are gonna be suggestions that people on Twitter suggested, because I had asked what DLC character, what guest character would you guys like in MK11, and a lot of them agreed with my list, but there were some different ones that I kind of want to throw in here. So if you guys don't follow me on Twitter or Instagram, those links are in the description. I'm on them all the time, so you guys could interact with me. All right, so the number 1 character on my list, and I'm sure everyone's list, it's a given. We've been talking about this character for the last 2 games, because of course he is a comic book character. So we were talking about him potentially being in Injustice 2, but there is no video game that would fit Spawn the most more than Mortal Kombat. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Spawn was made to be a guest character in a Mortal Kombat game. He is the perfect character to be in an ultra gory, violent fight fest that is Mortal Kombat. God damn, just thinking about how amazing he would look with this new engine that they have for Mortal Kombat 11. I think it's they're using Unreal 4 engine now. The game looks absolutely gorgeous, so they could get a lot of the details into his costume, into his you know, cape. I don't think I need to say anything else, right? Come on, guys. Do I need to say anything else about Spawn? I don't think so. I think just saying Spawn is pretty self-explanatory on why he should be a guest character in Mortal Kombat 11. Alright, so the first honorable mention here was the most popular one on Twitter. A lot of people really want the Terminator. Now, I would take Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know if they could, get his likeness or not. I don't know if they want to pony up that dough for his likeness. And to pay him, I'm sure is going to be super expensive for him to voice his own character. If they go with that version of the Terminator, they could also go with just the exoskeleton, the metallic skeleton. If it was up to me, I would pick the T-1000. I know T-1000 might be a little bit harder to balance because the T-1000 is liquid metal, so it just regenerates back. It heals itself. But it was always my favorite version of any of the Skynet Terminators. I love the T-1000. And of course, he could change the shape of his arms and use them as weapons. It could be something like what Tarkatan Alien was and Baraka is, something like that. But Terminator was definitely the most popular character that was recommended or suggested, I guess, from the Twitter folks. All right, moving on to number 2. These are in order, by the way. These are in order of my biggest priority to the least priority. Number 2 for me is Ash Williams. This is my boomstick. Ash Williams is another perfect character for a Mortal Kombat game. Ultraviolet, they could go all out with his fatalities. He has his sawed-off shotgun, which you could get at S-Smart, shop S-Smart. Of course, the iconic chainsaw, and maybe they could even incorporate something with having sort of like an assist, the way Conjure Alien has like the, alien helper, like fall from the sky and stuff. They could have some sort of incorporation with the demons in the Evil Dead franchise. But yeah, Ash Williams, like, just having that character interaction with Ash versus Scorpion or Ash versus Raiden and this new character, those are the only ones I'm talking about because those are the only confirmed characters. But just having that dialogue would be so hilarious and so amazing. I really hope they do it. I think out of all these characters that I personally picked, he might be the one that has the least chance to make it. Even more so than the next character I'm going to talk about. But Ash Williams definitely deserves to be in a Mortal Kombat game. Voiced, of course, by Bruce Campbell. And why not make it the best looking Mortal Kombat to date? So I'm hoping we get Ash as DLC. Moving on here to another honorable mention, and this one was suggested by my friend Smoke, but he didn't really suggest a Killer Instinct character, which I will talk about, but he just mentioned that he would want a character like Hisako, like crazy like magical demon woman or whatever, right? Kind of had that with Enchantress, but Hisako is like, visually she is, I think, like way better than Enchantress. But that got me thinking, like, what, like, how awesome would it be if there was a Killer Instinct character as a guest for MK11? Wouldn't that be so awesome? It would sort of open up the door a little bit for a potential Mortal Kombat versus Killer Instinct. I think that's more likely to happen than a Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. And there would be no chance of a Street Fighter character making it into Mortal Kombat as a guest. No way. There's no way Capcom would let Ryu or Ken or, God forbid, Chun-Li or something like that get decapitated by Scorpion, just like that fatality that you guys saw right there. There's no way that Capcom would ever let that happen, but there's a way better chance for a Killer Instinct character to make it. And if I were to choose, I would definitely choose the greatest Killer Instinct character of all time, Cinder. And if you guys want to argue, you guys could, try to argue, but you know that I'm correct in Cinder being the best Killer Instinct character ever created. I think Fulgore would probably be the character to make it, just because he's the most iconic character in the Killer Instinct franchise. He's like the poster boy. So if there were to be a Killer Instinct character, then Fulgore would definitely be the one. But if it was up to me, I would choose Cinder. All right, let's move on here. All right, next up here is my number one choice for a horror movie character. They're always in, right? They're always in. Freddy, then you had Jason, and of course, we're going to continue it on here. I think Ash and this character are like on par with probably most likely not going to happen. But I would love to see Pinhead make it as a DLC character. He could definitely have his gameplay revolve around long range attacks with his chains, but he loves pain. It brings him joy to see people suffer. So what better game to put him in than the game that has the most gore, the most amount of screams, the most amount of blood than Mortal Kombat? He's perfect, a perfect horror movie character for this game. And I think it's safe to say that even if you've never watched Hellraiser or any of the Hellraiser movies, it's safe to say that the majority of people would recognize Pinhead's look, right? He's one of the most iconic looking horror movie characters of all time. You know, the nails all over his head, impaled all over his head, and just his clothes. He's definitely just one of the most iconic horror movie characters, and I've always loved the Hellraiser movies. I even like the cheesy, like super cheesy as Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. I think it's pretty bad. That movie is pretty bad. It gets even worse later on, you know, the franchise travels, but I think I like Hellraiser Hell on Earth. Of course, the original's the classic, right? I hate Hellraiser 2, by the way. Hellraiser 2 sucks, in my opinion. I think Hellraiser Hell on Earth is more entertaining, even though it's cheesy as hell and it's pretty bad, but it's way more entertaining than Hellraiser 2. But you can't beat the classic, baby. But yeah, Pinhead for sure. That's my number one horror movie character that I want to make it in this game. Moving on here, this is another character recommended, suggested by the Twitter folks, and his name is Blade. That's right. Wouldn't it be cool to see Wesley Snipes facial motion capture and voice Blade in a Mortal Kombat game? The most badass motherfucker vampire slayer to ever exist. Damn, Blade would be so cool in this game. I love the original movie, and I know he's been around for a long time, but just as a kid watching that movie and watching Wesley Snipes just absolutely destroy everybody is something that I want to see in a Mortal Kombat game. So Blade is definitely a really cool honorable mention that I wanted to throw in here. My last two characters here, number 4, and I think this is a guaranteed DLC character to make it into this game. And of course, I'm talking about Michael Myers. I think we could all agree that Michael Myers has a 99.99999% chance of making it into this game. He's going to be the classic slasher character the way Jason was in MKX. I already know he's going to be super accessible. He's going to be really beginner friendly. And he's probably going to be really good. But I think Michael Myers is definitely a shoo-in, especially with the new Halloween movie that just came out recently. I did watch that, and it was slow-paced, but it wasn't bad. I actually liked it to a certain point. I didn't love it or anything like that. It was like okay in my opinion, but watching Michael Myers fuck people up with the kills that he had in that movie made it worth it, especially when he crushed that guy's head with his with his boot. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Seeing stuff like that in MK11 with Michael Myers, that's gonna be so sick. All right, moving on to my number 5 spot is Pennywise. It too comes out in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. That would be a perfect time to promote Pennywise, and I believe Pennywise is a Warner Brothers is a Warner Brothers production, right? It's owned by Warner Brothers. So Pennywise would be a no-brainer. It 2 comes out in 2019, owned by Warner Brothers. It's just a perfect mixture to have Pennywise inside of Mortal Kombat 11. So I didn't even watch the new It movie. I'm familiar with the Tim Curry version. In my opinion, that's my version, and the new actor did a really good job. I know It is a super good movie, so no hate towards him, but Tim Curry is my Pennywise. But of course, the new version of Pennywise fits more into a Mortal Kombat game. Tim Curry had a really, over the top performance, and he was a lot funnier. He was scary, but in a funny way at the same time, in like a, sort of uncomfortable way. While this new Pennywise is actually pretty fucking scary. So obviously the new Pennywise would make it, but I think he has a really good chance. One last honorable mention that I want to throw in here, it just came to my mind, is Sweet Tooth from the Twisted Metal franchise. Since I was thinking about clowns, Sweet Tooth came up like in my brain while I was talking about Pennywise, and I think Sweet Tooth would be so cool in this game because, obviously he is an incredibly deranged bastard that would have the goriest fatalities ever. Plus he's the best Twisted Metal character. Come on, Sweet Tooth is fucking awesome. So that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Let me know in the comments section what you guys thought about my list. Write down your suggestions in the comments section, and I'll see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys subscribed if you are not already. Also, check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.